Unit 3, Lesson 5, zero exponents and negative exponents. Now you've not had either one of those in the past, so this will all be brand new for you guys. Just a little bit of a review first when we're getting started here, because we did the positive exponents earlier in this unit. We all know, now the directions say look for the patterns to discover properties of zero and negative exponents. Write all answers in fraction form. What is 2 to the 5th power? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Yep.
What do you get? 2 times 2 is? 4. Times 2? 8. Times 2? 16. Times 2?
32.
32. Is that in fraction form?
No.
So you can just put it over a 1. So basically, all these to be fractions, it's 32 over 1. This one, to make it a fraction, this would be what over 1?
16.
16 over 1. What is this? 8 over 1, because we make them fractions. 4 over 1. And this is going to be 2 over 1. Now here's something new. Anything to the 0 power, everything except 0 itself. So 0 to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power is always 1. To make it a fraction, 1 over 1. So if I had 1 million to the 0 power, it's going to be 1. If I have x to the 0 power, it's going to be 1. Even though it says x, anything to the 0 power is 1. Now looking over here, now we have negative exponents. These are new. We need them in fraction form, so put a 1 under them. And they are the reciprocals. So to make this positive, we want to write it with a positive exponent, no negative, write them in fractions. So reciprocals, you flip them. All right? So now we're going to have 1 over 2 to the 1st power. All right? 2 to the 1st power, so that equals 1/2, 1 over 2. Anytime you have a negative exponent, you're going to have a fraction or a decimal because it's going to be less than 0. So here, 2 over negative 2, the reciprocal is 1 over
4.
2 to the 2nd, good, which equals 1 over 4, because I heard someone say it earlier. Now look at this 2 to the 2. That's 4 over 1. The negative reciprocal is 1 over 4. See the difference? See the pattern? So what's the reciprocal of this? 1 over 2 to the 3rd, which equals 1 over 8. Nice. The reciprocal, I'm going to get 1 over 2 to the 4th. That equals 1 over, good. And the last one here? 1 over 2 to the 5th, which equals 1 over 32. 32. All right, so you kind of see the pattern there, what we're talking about? Next page. Get this written in, please. Here we go. So in words, a non-zero number to the 0 power equals 1. So a to the 0 power equals 1, not a. All right, just like x to the 0 power equals 1, not x. But it can never be a 0. If it's 0 to the 0 power, and we have problems like that coming up in our notes, if it's 0 to the 0 power, your answer is undefined. It's not possible. We have one like this in our notes where the answer ends up being like 6 over 0. If 0 is on the bottom, are we allowed, can we divide by 0? Does that exist? Nope. So therefore, that is undefined. Let's practice. I want to make these a little bigger. 4 to the 0 power equals, I heard it, 1. We just talked about it. It does. It equals 1. How about this? Now we have a negative 4 in parentheses to the 0 power. What does that equal?
Negative 1.
Negative 4.
Anything to the 0 power equals what?
1.
1. Because this is all in parentheses. It doesn't matter what's in this parentheses. You could have like 10 different functions to do in there. Simplifying. Doesn't matter because it all comes down to it. It's all in a grouping symbol. It's to the 0 power equals 1. But now how about here?
1. Negative 1.
Negative 1. Because we have, what does the 0 belong to? We have negative 4 to the 0 power. What does that 0 power belong to?
Negative 4.
Nope. It belongs only to the 4 because we don't have it in parentheses. So it's only 4 to the 0 power. What is 4 to the 0 power? What does 4 to the 0 power equal? 1. And then we have our negative out here. What is my answer? In this case, it's a negative 1. That's the difference of what the parentheses can do. D, who was just listening on what we wrote down, what's the answer?
Undefined.
Undefined. Excellent. All right, what do we get here? X to the 0 power equals?
1.
Oh, show offs? Yes. 1, not X, it is 1. Quickly, look at this big long problem.
1.
1.
It is 1. Why? Doesn't matter how much goobly goop is in there. You can have all the functions and problem you want in there. It's all grouped. It's all grouped, but it's all to the 0 power. So what does it equal? 1. So don't waste time doing all that. If it's to the 0 power, it's still going to be just 1. Okay, get that written, please. Now, we were just talking about reciprocals. I already gave you a little bit of this. So we have an algebraic model, a to the negative n power. Well, that is just like a to the negative n power over 1. It's the reciprocal. So you flip it, and that means that you change the sign of the exponent only. There's some on the worksheet today that people were getting confused about. So if I have a negative 2 to the negative 3 power, what is its reciprocal? Well, you put it all over 1. So I flip it around, right? My reciprocal, I'm going to have 1 over, yep, that stays a negative 2. We don't change the sign of the base. The base stays the same. We change the sign of the exponent on the reciprocal, and that is to the 3rd power. Now, we're not as nice now, not leaving it in exponential form. So what does this equal? 1 over, what's negative 2? This is parentheses times negative 2 times a negative 2. How's over negative? Negative, so we'd have a negative 1/8. I should have given you a positive one on those because we're not going to get into the negative. All right, let's practice some more. 5 to the negative 2 power. What am I going to get for an answer? Actually, I'm going to have you have your whiteboard. Show me them on your whiteboards. Nice. I'm seeing 1 over 25 because make that into a fraction. Now another way I kind of like to talk about it is I don't like 5's exponent's attitude. 5, your exponent, that has a negative attitude. We'll have none of that. So you're upstairs. We're going to send you to the basement until you can adjust your attitude. So send him downstairs, changes his attitude. You're going downstairs. We did the reciprocal, brought the 1 up here. Because basically, this turns into 1. And now you have 1 over 5 for the second, and 5 times 5 is? 1 over 25 for your final answer. How about B? Hold that up. Nice, that was quick. Good? Ooh. Now this is x. I'm going to write it bigger. X to the negative 3. Make it into a fraction. Put that over 1. I don't like its attitude. I'm going to send it to the basement, right? So I'm going to have x to the what power? 3rd power And that canceled out. What do I have up here? 1. So you should have 1 over x to the 3rd power. Don't forget its attitude. You have to have the 3rd power here. 1 over x to the 3rd power. Okay, C. Let's see what you get for your answer on C. Interesting. Okay, look around at other answers. While I write it bigger, 1 over 2 to the negative 4 power. Is there a exponent's attitude I don't like?
Yeah.
Which one?
Negative.
Yep, so we're sending you to a different floor to readjust your attitude. We'll send you upstairs. And now I have 2 to the negative 4 power up here, right? Right? No. I moved it so its attitude changed to a positive now. And so that cancels out. So I have 2 to the 4th power all over 1, which equals, what's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2?
16.
So I have 16 over 1, which I would accept, or better yet, just 16. D, show me what you get for D. Negative 8, I don't like your attitude. Sorry, we're going to reciprocate you, send you up there. Now we have x to the 8th power, and that cancels out, made 1, 1. Or better yet, not just x to the 8th power over 1, but what's the final best answer? Since the 1 is the denominator, just what? X to the 8th power. Exactly. E. Draw a line, put a 1 under it. See if you have any attitude adjusting. Reciprocals to do. Look at you, that was fast. Excellent, I see all the right answers. Because we have to move this down here. So it's 7 to the 1st power. Would I accept that as an answer? 1 over 7 to the 1st power, does that matter if I have this 1 here? No, I wouldn't count that wrong, but we don't need it. 1 over 7 would be just fine, but I certainly wouldn't mark that wrong. All right, now F, what do you get for that? We've got 0 to the negative 2 all over 1. Simplify that for me. Wouldn't it be 0 is what I'm hearing? Let's find out. Well, I don't like 0's attitude to start with, so they're going to be moved downstairs to readjust. 0 to the second power over 1, or 1 over 0 to the 2nd power. What is 0 times 0?
0.
So now I have 1 over 0. What is my final answer? Not 1, not 0. Here's $0. Divide that. Oh, you cannot divide by 0 on the bottom. So what is our answer? Undefined. Nice. All right, next page. See what you get for this one. 4 to the negative 3. Put a 1 under it. Simplify it, please. Hold up your answer. Look here. I don't like 4's attitude. So we're going to reciprocal. Go 4 to the positive 3. 1 over 4 to the 3rd. That means 4 times 4 times 4, which equals 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is what? 64. So that is 1 over 64. It's in the denominator. So you can't have just 64 in that case. It's 1 over 64. All right, now be careful for C. Oh wait, I forgot B. Back up, back up. We have 1 over x to the 5th power, negative 5th power, my bad again. Show me what you get simplifying that with no negative exponents. Nope, yep, good. All right, yes. There's a couple answers that I accepted there. We changed its attitude. We have x to the 5th power over 1. I accepted that. What was my favorite answer? X to the 5th power. X to the 5th power, because when 1 is your denominator, you don't need it there. I wouldn't have counted it wrong. All right, let's see C. This is the one I said don't be fooled. Don't let this one fool you. This is 2 times x to the 0. This is not in parentheses, so this is 2 times x to the 0 all over 1. What does that equal? Aha. What is x to the 0 power?
I don't know.
Whoa, that's where we go. What's x to the 0 power?
X.
This is 1. So now we have 2 times 1. What does that equal? 2 over 1, which equals, your final answer is just a 2. All right, D. Answer. Now, it is super simple. Let's see it. Yes, yes, yes. Look at you guys going. Nice, nice. Absolutely. All of you that have the 1 are absolutely right. Because look at this whole grouping is to the 0 power. That means it is 1. Doesn't matter what's in here. It's still going to equal 1 because the whole grouping is to the 0 power. Now this one, let me refresh your memory a little, because when we did fractions, we took this on our quiz. You have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, and then simplify it. See what you come up for on this one. Okay, so after you did your multiplying, 1 times the -2 gives you your -2, and then your 1 times -2 is your -2 again. Attitude adjustments. And remember, these still have powers. I send this one up here to have an attitude adjustment. It's going to be 3 to the what power? Second power. This one's going to be moved down 2 to the second power. Now simplify that, and we get not 3 times 2. This means 3 times 3. This means 2 times 2. What do we end up with? There, we got it. 9 over 4. Final answer. All right, and F. Nice, you guys did really well on that one. Some of you just accidentally took the signs away and forgot to move them. This one needs a reciprocal. Adjust that attitude. Y to the 9th up here. Adjust your attitude, move you down there. X to the +2. Now we have all these positives. Why can't I go 9 minus 2 on this one? Why can't I subtract my exponents on this division problem?
Because one's a Y, one's an X.
Absolutely. We have different bases. One's a Y, one's an X. So I can't just subtract these. This is my final answer. All right, a couple more left. Now be careful. What does that -8 belong to?
The X.
The X. So does 11 need to be moved? Does it have a bad attitude?
No.
No. That only belongs to the X, that -8. So be careful what you move to adjust. There we go. That's looking better. I like it. Yes? Yep.
Oh, it's not.
11 gets to stay. 11 is positive. There's nothing wrong with his attitude. He's awesome. Stays. But that X to the 8th, reciprocal, right there. Can I simplify this? Am I done? I am done. Somebody had a 1 in front of my X to the 8th. Is that okay too? That would be the same thing. All right, H. Let's see what you got going on here. 6 over X to the -1. See what you get for an answer here. This is the only attitude I don't like right here, so that one's got to be moved up here. X to the first power leaves me with 1. And this 6 gets to stay up on top. It doesn't need to be moved. I accepted that answer. I had all kinds of answers. I had 6x to the 1 power, And then I had just 6x, all of which are correct. Now we are on I. Hold up your answer for I. Y to the 7th all over x to the 0. What do you get? X to the 0 power, this whole thing equals 1. X to the 0 power equals 1. And then we still have y to the 7th stays on the top. Perfect? Right? Or the best way to write that would be what? Equals y to the 7th power. All right, Jay, we have a couple left, and then you'll get your new packet here. I'd write it bigger. By the end of the day, these get smaller and smaller. X to the negative 6 over y to the 3rd equals. Let me see your answer. I can leave this y to the 3 over here. It's got a positive attitude. I'm not going to move it anywhere. This, however, you need to be moved. X to the 6th power down here. Now that's not my answer. I still have what up here? 1 over x to the 6th, y to the 3rd. And I said, that's awesome. Some people originally had 1 over y to the 3, x to the 6th. I said, yeah, but what do we do with variables? We always have to have them in alphabetical order. So rewrite it in alphabetical order. All right, quickly, that's a super easy one. What is your answer? Look at it, I didn't even have to hardly turn around. You already had the answers up. It is 1, because it is to the 0 power. Okay, as soon as you get L correct, I will give you your homework packet, your new packet, pages 1 and 2 in the second packet for Unit 3. All right, and to finish this one up, to get the final answer, the negative 2 is with the x, so that's the only thing that needs to be moved down. So it is x to the 2nd now down here. The 7 is fine, it's positive, that stays up here. This y to the minus 7, that needs to be moved up because we need a better attitude, so it's y to the positive 7. Final answer. All right, in your packet, pages 1 and 2 due tomorrow in your new packet.